I've got some good news and some bad news. The good news is I was lucky enough to get into the Fullmetal Alchemist Mobile beta, and I've been playing it since last Sunday every single day. And not in the way you usually play mobile games, which is a few hours every day. No. This has been my main game. Yesterday alone, I put in well over 10 hours. I probably have around 20 hours total of game time. The bad news is this is a Japan-only beta, meaning the game is only in Japanese. In fact, the full game hasn't been announced outside of Japan yet. But the good news is I understand enough Japanese now to fully navigate the menus and not feel completely lost. But the bad news is I don't understand enough to follow any original stories that the game throws at me. But the good news is, this video is brought to you by Bespoke Post. Bespoke Post is a monthly membership club that delivers you awesome boxes full of top shelf goods from under-the-radar brands. Every month, Bespoke Post introduces its members to cool new products like outdoor gear, barware, home and kitchen goods. It's based on a preference quiz that you fill out when you first join, completely free. So you might get, for instance, the Forge, which includes this beauty, a knife to withstand the test of time. A few months back, they sent me the Weekender, which is still my bag of choice whenever I travel. Here's me just last week in Paris de France, and that's packed for 5 days, so it's not just for weekends. Every box has at least a $70 value, but you only pay 49 bucks. And on top of that, Bespoke is giving you a 20% discount off of your first box if you click the link in the description down below and enter code Globku20 at checkout. And don't you worry, the box that you're getting isn't random. They let you know exactly what's coming, and if you don't like it, you can swap it for something else, or you can skip the month entirely free of charge. You only pay for what you want. So if you're interested, use my link down below and enter code Globku20 at checkout to get 20% off your first box and just get some cool stuff in the mail. Thank you Bespoke Post for sponsoring this video. This game is so freaking cool. I love it, I'm addicted, and I wish it wasn't a gacha as usual. It's got some problems, they all stem from the gacha systems, but the game that's underneath it, it's amazing. I hope this comes over to the West because it feels like a must-play for Fullmetal Alchemist fans. If you've missed the announcements and the trailers, this is basically a tile-based strategy game. You pick a team and you move around and attack your enemies. Each character has a unique set of abilities, and they are very unique. Each ability has a different range, some hit a single target, others hit in an area. Some deal bonus damage but have a cooldown, others deal lower damage but apply debuffs or heal your allies or buff them. And even different characters have unique attributes. Ed, for instance, can move more tiles than most characters, so he can go further in each turn. Alphonse is tankier, so if he's next to a character, he'll jump in front of an attack and take the damage instead. There are also character types. It pretty much uses the Fire Emblem triangle. Red beats green, green beats blue, blue beats red, and then you have a light and dark that directly counter each other. In addition to that, you also have a healer type, which isn't strong or weak against any type specifically. And you can start to see just how much there is in terms of strategy, how many unique teams you can build, how many characters you can try to synergize with each other, and we're just getting started. This game went far beyond anything I expected in terms of depth, but just like the game does, I don't want to overwhelm you right at the start of this video, so we'll slowly introduce new mechanics as we talk about the content that you can play. The star of the mobile game is without a doubt the main story. This is the mode that retells the Fullmetal Alchemist story. It's fully voice acted, it has some cutscenes that look like this. It has the anime filling up some spots, working as cutscenes too, and then it has cutscenes that look like
Oh my god!
This looks better than most anime console games out there, and the missions are awesome too. Not only do I like the basic game, even when it's just, hey, go ahead and defeat these guys, it's got boss fights, where the bosses have unique gimmicks and area attacks. It's got unique missions like escorting or rescuing NPCs, or you know, just play fetch with Nina and her dog. Only we're the dogs, cause we're the ones fetching the balls. And I'm sure these will live happily ever after and nothing wrong will happen to them. Why am I sad all of a sudden? Now, we've only just started, and I've already praised the strategy depth, the graphics, the cutscenes, the mission variety, and my god, the environments. There are so many different stages. I don't feel like I'm always playing in the same place at all, and that's awesome. Each stage also has different obstacles that you gotta maneuver around, or simple attack over them with a ranged character. It's a superb game, very content complete, with a ton of variety, so let's get to the problems. It's a gacha, with all the predatory gacha systems that we all know and love. You can't spend any real money yet, because it's a beta, so I don't know how much things will cost. cost or how generous they will be in the final game. Right now in the beta, they gave me a bunch of stuff for free. The only limitation I felt was stamina and another limit on the number of missions that you can do, which was a bit too much for me, but let me explain. There are a ton of game modes and I'm a fan of a couple of them. The rest I would safely ignore if I could. Like side stories, for instance. They're not bad. The first side story follows the character of Bardo, and I think you're helping him escape prison? Not entirely sure. It's a fun little side story, but it doesn't have the treatment that the main story received. It doesn't have the cutscenes or some of the more uniquely crafted boss fights. Because the game doesn't know which characters you're gonna pick for these missions, so it has to feed you some more generic ones. Which is not to say it doesn't have variety. You still play in a ton of different stages, different enemy types, different objective types. It's just not as good as the main story. Thing is, to continue playing the main story, you gotta hit certain level requirements, and the best way to do so is to engage with these other modes like the side stories. The level requirement for these rises up along with the main story, so I gotta level up some characters. And leveling up characters is a lot. You gotta get experience books to raise their level. Once they hit the level cap, you gotta get materials from these side stories, and they don't always drop, so you gotta do the missions multiple times. You can auto skip missions like most mobile games, but this is where you're gonna see your stamina just fly out the window. Characters can also equip these memories, which are passive buffs. They can also be leveled up, and they each have a talent tree, which also requires materials to unlock. So let's take Izumi here and let's see how this goes. Open up the talent tree, unlock the second talent. I am missing this material. It's available on mission 1-4. Auto pass the mission. I got one material, still missing 4 of them, so do it again. Still missing 4. Got one more. And again. Ran out of stamina, eat the cheese. Got 60 stamina now, do it again. Finally got the materials. Unlock the second talent. Let's move on to the third. I'm missing 2 star daggers. I can find them on mission 2-4. Auto pass the mission. Again. Oh, level up. Nice. Again, and done. Unlock the talent. Sweet. That was 2 talents for a single character. It cost me a total of 100 stamina, and my current cap is 120. So I get 2 talents and do a story mission, and you're done for the day. That cheese that I ate to replenish my stamina is a limited item. You cannot farm that in any way. Outside of talents, you also need experience books, you need the level cap materials. All of those are going to require stamina to farm, and again, that's for a single character. Usually you can take up to 6 characters into battle. It's a bit much. And if that wasn't enough, if you have multiple characters that need to farm materials from the same mission, you're screwed, because you can only do each mission 10 times per day. You can increase that limit by once again using a limited item that you can't farm anywhere, but it feels like there are too many restrictions to stop you from just leveling up. It's nothing new, we've seen plenty of mobile games do this before. That doesn't mean I have to like it though. It's an active barrier between me and the main story that I want to play, and I hate when mobile games don't let me enjoy the content that I want to enjoy. And don't even get me started on ascending characters, because they went a bit crazy on this. It starts simple, you got 2 of the same card, great, sacrifice 1 and now you got a 2-star character. That's usually how it goes in these games, but you want a 3-star character now. Well, you gotta sacrifice 3 2-star characters. It can be any 2-star character, so you can use some of your fodder for that. The game even lets you mass sacrifice characters to upgrade them because it knows you're gonna need a lot of 2 stars. So let's sacrifice 3 random 2 stars and now we have a 3-star ed. What's next? Well, to upgrade to a 4-star, you're gonna need another 3-star ed. So I gotta do this whole process again with another ed plus sacrifice 3 random 2-star characters, and this is starting to feel a bit like a chore. Here's what it takes for a 6-star, by the way. I did the math and you need a total of 8 duplicates plus all the fodder that it requires to fully ascend a character to 6 stars. For rare characters this isn't an issue, but getting 8 duplicates for a super rare character, yeah, good luck with that. I do like the summoning animation. You get a rotary phone, you can input any numbers you want. I'm pretty sure this doesn't affect anything you're gonna get in the poll, but maybe there's some secret code somewhere. What else is there? Oh, I really enjoyed quest mode. So this is basically a series of missions that starts off as a tutorial, teaching you different mechanics and placing you in the perfect situation to take advantage of those. It starts simple, and then it becomes kind of a puzzle that you need to solve, and the characters they give you are pre-made. So it's not like you can just back out, over-level yourself, and just power through it. No, you gotta beat it with the characters they give you. I'm currently stuck on this one, which if I explain the puzzle I'm trying to solve, maybe you'll see why I like it so much. I've only got Ed and Alphonse, and these enemies have a little buff above their head. That sword is a 1000% damage buff. They will kill you in 1 hit, but they only have that buff if they are close to each other. I cannot kill any character with a single attack. I need both characters to attack in 1 turn to take someone else down. And And Alphonse has an ability that pushes an enemy back by 1 block, so I gotta figure out how to separate them so they lose the buff. Problem is, when it's their turn, they move, and they keep shooting me. I've tried a lot of stuff, I keep dying, but it's a fun challenge, and a great way of teaching you some advanced mechanics. For instance, you've seen characters come in for an assist attack during the trailers, right? I could not get that trigger for the longest time while playing the different stories, until one of these quests taught me how to do it. Turns out, first you gotta unlock the assist attack in each character's talent tree. It is the 3rd talent. And then you gotta match character types. So for instance, you cannot have Ed and Mustang do an assist attack together because Ed is a character from the countryside. You can only do that with other countryside characters like Alphonse, Winry, or Izumi. And Mustang is a character from the army, which means you can do this with characters like Hawkeye or Mira Armstrong. And this is such an awesome layer of strategy, not only to consider while you are in battle and how you move your characters and which attacks you choose to do, but also when simply making up your team, choosing who to pair together, while keeping a balance of tank, healer, and damage dealers, and having the right elements to counter the enemies of this encounter. And it only opens up once you hit around level 40 because that's when you get that 3rd talent. I can only imagine what else is locked behind this talent tree. There are a few other game modes worth mentioning. There's a lot to do, but to me, the ones that we talked about are the main things that I enjoyed. There's an asynchronous multiplayer mode where you make your team and you fight against teams made by other players. It's all CPU controlled, it happens automatically, you have no power after making your own team. Not a fan of this game mode, but hey, at least it's something that doesn't spend stamina. There are some boss encounters that you can clear repeatedly every 10 levels, and after you beat them once, you can use them to farm materials like experience books, coins, or whatever you need. There's also an idle mode where Ed and Alphonse are just walking through the train tracks gathering materials, so you can come back to the game once in a while and just collect all that stuff. But to me, all that matters is that main story. I will want to play this final game and I want to see it through. It's just that good. Now, I mentioned that I put over 20 hours into this game at the beginning of the video. Each story chapter takes about 1 hour to beat, and in the beta there are 9 chapters total, so 9 hours of content for free. That's a pretty good deal. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have the full story. I don't think Fullmetal Alchemist is gonna end on that chapter 9. I think there's more to come. But in these 20 hours of playtime, I was only able to beat 6 chapters. The rest was me doing side stories and grinding to level up characters, not because I wanted to, but because I had to unlock the next story chapter. I'm currently at level 23 on my profile. I need level 25 to unlock chapter 7. If you don't care about the side stories, this game gets a bit grindy, and the stamina restrictions or the number of items you need to level up are a bit much in my opinion. But I need to stop. I'm gonna lose all my progress once the beta is over, so I had to force myself to stop playing this game because I really enjoy it, and I hope it comes over to the West. This is a game to keep on your radar. I am more excited than I was when I first saw the reveal. I think they nailed it. I just wish it wasn't a gacha. But anyway, thank you for watching another episode of Globku vs. Mobile Games. Don't forget about today's sponsor. Get 20% off your first bespoke post box by signing up through my link down below. And as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you next time. Bye!